In this episode of Carpe Diem,
Seniors represent 23% of homeless people in Metro Vancouver. Throughout the country, there's a crisis, a shortage of senior housing. What can we do to solve this problem?
Carpe Diem, seizing the day for Canadians as we age.
Welcome. On today's show, we're going to discuss the fundamental right to housing, especially for our older citizens. Before we dive into that topic, let's visit with Leah Bolton in this week's Zippy Zoomer.
Ready? Okay. Yeah! Yay! It's that time again where we hang out with the zippiest of Zoomers in the community. This is Dee. She's 72 years old. We're here in Surrey, and she's gonna show us how it's done.
Oh, and I have my own bowling ball too. I was going to the gym, and some lady at the gym said, "Do you bowl?" And I said, "I haven't bowled since I was, this big." She said, "Oh, come and bowl," and that was it.
Woo! 2 strikes and a row.
It's fun. I've been doing this for now 3 years.
Okay.
I even bought my own bowling shoes.
Oh.
yeah, see?
Nice.
Years and years ago, I met her through friends. She was someone to know back then. I got her business card, and years later when she joined the bowling, I thought, I know that lady.
I'm known as a rock and roll photographer. So this is the first 20 years of my photo career. Daryl Hall, John Oates, Devo, Dylan, Springsteen, Art Garfunkel, Tom Petty. I've been carrying camera gears for a lot of years, so it's like, I have good muscles.
Oh, we should do an arm wrestle. 2 arms for me. All right, and go.
Follow through.
Okay.
And as my grandson says, keep your eye on the ball.
Strike. Eye on the ball.
No eye on the pin. No eye on the ball.
All right, Dee, here I go.
Okay.
Here, all right. Woo-hoo. Oh, no, another gutter ball.
no.
Stay with us here. We're going to head back to the studio with Carmen. If you have a Zoomer to nominate like Dee, don't forget to contact us at zippyzoomer@carp.ca. I'm out of breath.
Such energy. Let's get the panel's first thoughts on today's topic, affordable housing for seniors. And Nevin, why don't we start with you?
I guess I'm here to talk to you guys today about the lack of affordable housing and the barriers that a lot of our senior community now is facing in trying to obtain secure permanent housing, whether they've lost housing through physical health issues or due to physical health issues, or to what seems to be on the increase and not being dealt with, which is renovictions and demevictions from long-term housing that they've lived in that's been affordable and is not being replaced with affordable housing. They're priced right out of the rental market.
And I think also it's really important to remember that some of the seniors are hidden from the services. They're possibly sleeping in cars or on their friends' couches, and so we're not really seeing necessarily the true numbers in the stats, and that they're in our community, but we don't really know that all of the challenges that they're experiencing and how they have become homeless.
Seniors are the fastest growing group of homeless people in Vancouver. And so often it's through events that are no fault of their own. We have a growing crisis of renoviction. We have people going into hospital and losing their homes when they emerge. We have others who were part of a 2-income family who suddenly are coping on their own or not. We have a crisis, and there needs to be some solutions to address this.
I'm so looking forward to today's show. We're going to take a short break.
Up next on Carpe Diem.
It's very hard to be able to afford now because the price of rents are going up so high.
Carpe Diem, seizing the day for Canadians as we age.
We're talking affordable housing, especially for low-income seniors. Leah Bolton went to Langley to see what challenges some aging Canadians face.
Township is home to 14 manufactured home parks, housing approximately 1,400 tenants.
We're trying to highlight the issues in the city and the township affecting the availability of affordable senior housing and the senior homelessness issue that is increasing.
Somewhere between 45 and 50% of the people that we were seeing were between 55 and older. The numbers drop a little bit when we start getting up to 65 and older, but there's still a significant number of people that are coming in looking for assistance.
Just this little area, you see people that are homeless that are old people, and they are walking around with shopping carts.
I could never afford my own place. I wish, but no, I've never owned a home.
But you rented?
Rent, yeah.
You rented, and the rents got pretty high?
If you're living on a disability pension, which people with disabilities usually do, and the allotted shelter allowance that they provide is only $375 a month.
I work at a local business here, and we're a temp agency, and a lot of our guys that come in are over the age of 65, and there's a handful that are homeless and staying in the shelter.
Homeless or almost homeless seniors. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about your research?
The research we're working on is looking at seniors who are going into hospital and then being discharged from hospital, oftentimes without safe and stable locations to go to. They have complex chronic health issues, and when we look at the options available for people to go to, whether it be shelter or housing, there's not an adequate number of them. Oftentimes when people go into shelters, there are design limitations in these locations for people who have mobility issues or incontinence issues.
So when you say design limitations, like give us an example. What does that look like?
Right, so if you're wheelchair dependent, or you need help transferring from your wheelchair to the toilet or to your bed, there aren't supports within the shelter system to meet those needs.
A lot of times I think we miss a step when these people are in actual hospital facilities around discharge planning, or even just planning and finding out if there's someone that can assist them to pay their rents while they're in the hospital. We find that a lot of them lose their housing due to that fact that nobody has paid their rent.
I have a quick question. Why do seniors become homeless?
So I think there's not a quick answer to that, and there's lots of different pathways into homelessness. And we're talking about first-time homeless in later life, but we're also talking about a population of people who have aged into homelessness.
Let's go and find out what you thought about senior housing.
It's just unaffordable, and they live on a pension, a fixed income. Unlike those who have planned over the course of their careers, if they've looked towards the future and not live just in the present, it'd be a huge difference for them.
You know, everyone's circumstances is different, and with the disappearance of public pension plans, it has gotten a lot more difficult for seniors and for all people in planning their retirement.
I want to talk about Larry's comment, Nevin, they should have planned better. What do you think?
I think that that's a very personal opinion that some people have. It depends historically on how people have lived. And there's this ideology that people should have saved or should have planned or should have put money ahead. And I think all of us can understand that the cost of living is very high, specifically for like a single person who's living on their own. There's not two incomes coming in, and they want you to put aside 10% or 15% of your income towards your savings, but 85% of your income is going towards housing and just regular bills. So it's hard to put aside that money in order to plan or have a big, huge RRSP in place. So I think that that's really an unreasonable idea for people to have. In the past, there hasn't been great big pension plans that companies had. People have had to exist on just getting by from check to check. Good citizens who have paid their taxes that just have to get by.
Sarah, what do you
Absolutely, and I think that that is something that we see as, unfortunately, an ideology that we see in throughout society that we really need to correct, because as you're saying, these aren't circumstances that people would choose to be in. Folks don't want to be homeless, and so we should stop shaming and blaming them, absolutely.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk solutions.
Still ahead on Carpe Diem.
Harborside Landing has given people hope, yes. Hope that they can stay in their communities, hope that they can live in a place where their needs are met. It gives them safe, affordable housing.
Carpe Diem. Seizing the day for Canadians as we age.
Welcome back. Now we're going to ask our panel for solutions on affordable housing for our older community members. What options are there? Unfortunately, some think this is an insurmountable problem.
The pension doesn't even give them any quality of life whatsoever. It's really a concern for sure. I don't have a solution though, I wish I did.
Nevin, your organization is working on this issue. What do you think?
Yes, we are trying to put together requesting a funding proposal to the BC government to expand our resources within Senior Services Society to what we're calling the Seniors Housing and Information Navigation Ease BC, or for short, SHINE BC, which we want to provide a one-stop senior program that provides seniors the advocacy, the resources, the support to help people get the housing that they need, and the necessary follow-ups and programs in place to support them to stay independent in their living.
Sarah, you're smiling.
Absolutely, I'm thinking, yes, we do need more senior-specific housing in the Metro Vancouver region, probably all throughout Canada, frankly, but we also need people to walk alongside our seniors and be there to support them with information needs, whether it's from connecting them with SAFER, which is the shelter aid for elderly renters, or whether it's helping them access the guaranteed income supplement. We need these people to help our seniors access the resources that they're entitled to.
What I'm hearing from both of you is that there are solutions out there. We just need to have the will to act. I love the idea of senior designed modular housing. So we take the idea of modular housing and the seniors focus. So for example, putting in an elevator so that it can be accessible and making sure that there are sidewalks and park benches around it so people can actually interact with their neighborhood. And perhaps that idea of senior specific temporary housing or homeless shelters, so seniors can go there without worrying that they're going to be preyed upon or lose their ID or their wallet or their personal mementos.
Well, I have a great video to share from the Atlantic provinces where they have the highest number of homeless and at-risk seniors in Canada. How are they solving this problem? Watch this.
Shelburne is located on the southernmost tip of Nova Scotia, so it's right on the Atlantic Ocean. It's very rural. There's about 1,800 people in the town. While there was some housing for low-income people, there was nothing for seniors. And I thought, it's such a shame that these people who care so much about their community actually have to leave. I started looking for alternative solutions and sorted out that Atlantic Baptist Housing might be interested in coming. So I called them and asked them, and they said, well, you prove a need and we'll come. And they did.
Atlantic Baptist Housing is a not-for-profit charitable corporation that was founded in 1970 to provide seniors housing solutions in Atlantic Canada. After we had established that there was a strong need for affordable seniors housing here, we applied